My name is, oh, there we go. So my name is Natalie Bruner. I am a senior field trainer with UCES, and I'm so excited to be here with you all today. So let's start off and tell you a little bit about me and sort of what I've done and sort of my experience with the organization. And then I'll sort of tell you how you can sort of work with us. So I actually started off as an agent with most people sort of reaching out with Daryl. He said, I have an opportunity, something you might be interested in. I said, okay, I'll try it out. And when I got involved, there was such a supportive community around me of everyone just sort of helping me out, trying to get me to be able to be successful, just to be able to hang out with such successful people. It's been an amazing experience. And on top of that, I get to help people. So I came from the nonprofit world where I help people with their economic development, help people start businesses, learn about their finances. And so to be able to continue that work has been truly a pleasure as I sort of work with different individuals to help them restore their credit, to start businesses, buy homes, get new cars, everything that they need to be successful in this world and want for a lot of things. And so it's just been a pleasure to be able to do that. I have 2 kids at home. So I'm apologize ahead of time if one of them busts into the room because they do that fairly often. They have like a psychic sense when they know I'm on a Zoom call. But I have an older child who's 11 and he is on the spectrum. And then I have a little one who's 4 who just wants to sit on mommy's lap all day. And so what this opportunity has allowed me to do is to still be able to be attentive to my kids, be able to bring in finances as well as help people within my community. So I've been able to hit all of the check marks that I kind of want to hit in life because of this opportunity. And on top of that, I'm working on my own finances so that I can get the things that I want in life. And so what I'm going to do now is to share a little bit with you. And while I'm getting that up, is there anything that you all sort of have been thinking about you want to share? Maybe getting a new house, or even if you are looking to get a new car. I know I need a new car, especially an electric car. That'd be a real dream of mine. A house, that's what I'm talking about. Let's see, am I sharing my screen? I think I am. All right. So just to tell you a little bit about United Credit Education Services. And so we are a company that's been around since 2004. And so we're not new on the block where you may see some companies that have not been here before. We've been here for a while. We've been helping people for a while. And so we're not new. We have the same executives that we have. And so people aren't coming in and out. We're definitely an established organization. So why is this important? I think if you know about our finances nowadays, it's kind of a big thing. If you sort of looked at the news, you've seen how companies are handling themselves. Some of them may not have necessarily the highest integrity, but because we've been here so long, been doing this for a while, it shows that we're able to be here. On top of that, we're talking to people about their credit. Our organization is debt-free. And I've worked with a lot of different companies. A lot of companies are debt-free. They're riding on a lot of creditors, borrowing from Peter to pay Paul, sort of things, but not our organization. We don't have any debt. And so it's very clear that they understand the ways to manage money as well as are teaching us and helping you all to be able to do that as well. And so a big thing about that is making sure that your family financially literate. And so they don't necessarily teach kids all the things that they need to learn in school. Like a lot of things that we needed to learn as adults, they didn't teach us in school. One of those things is how to manage money. They kind of got rid of those things with balancing a checkbook, what does finances look like, how to handle and create a budget. And so a lot of kids, I don't know if your kids are taught that. So you can drop a 1 in the chat if your kids are taught that in school, but my kids aren't taught that in school. And so I have to be purposeful about that because it takes a long time to rebuild habits when you weren't taught things as a kid. And this is one of those habits that you kind of need in life to be successful, to not get tripped up on things, just so that you're able to do what you want to do in life. And one of those things that we don't learn when it comes to those finances are some things. We as Americans are 1.057 trillion dollars in debt. So we're not talking about, student loans, home loans, medical debts, just credit card debts. And so that's a lot of money that are just going to the credit card companies. And a lot of that is built off of just the habits that we have here in this country. A lot of people don't have savings. I'm down in Florida, so we get hurricanes on a regular basis. And so you need those savings because a lot of times your job will just close because of a hurricane. If you don't have savings, then you won't have the ability to be able to really be able to sustain yourself, buy food, water, when your job is closed. Another thing that people don't know is that a lot of baby boomers don't have retirement. And so my parents are in that baby boomer range, ready for retirement. And so, worrying about them, having to take care of them when they get older. So not just my own kids, but then my parents on top of that, having to take care of them. That's something that I also have to think about. So how many other people, I don't know how many people are my age, but how many people have sort of parents are in that baby boomer range that are about to retire pretty soon or have already retired? Have you had that conversation with them? Are they ready to retire? That's something that you got to think about because it may impact you. Another thing that's happening for at least my generation, I'm a millennial, is that a lot of times millennials are spending money that don't necessarily have in our pockets. And so we're going out to eat with friends, I'm in Miami. So there's concerts, there's clubs, and it's just kind of a lavish lifestyle. It's a real Instagram ready sort of lifestyle where you're out and about with people, doing a lot of different things that you may not have necessarily budgeted. I can't even tell you down here in Miami, sometimes we've gone to the club and you walk away easily $200 less than you expected to pay when you went out. But it's one of those things that kind of just happen. And so what all this is a perfect storm for is unfortunately the lowering of credit by extending ourselves a little bit. And I say ourselves because I'm definitely included, a little bit beyond than what we are capable to do. And so a lot of people in this country, 43 million, have a credit score of less than 600. That's a lot of people. And that has a big impact. A lot of people don't even want to talk about credit because of that. They're a little embarrassed by it. They don't know how this happened. They kind of look up and decide to check their credit one day, and it's just not where they wanted it to be. And not only does it affect your emotions, but that in turn affects your mental and your physical health. So a lot of those things are happening when you don't have the credit that you necessarily want. But it happens. 43 million Americans. That means we are all in this together. And so we can really work to get out of that together as well. And so there is a path forward out of that situation that we're in. You don't have to stay in those feelings. You don't have to stay sort of dealing with the consequences of some of the decisions you made as a younger kid that you didn't know any better because nobody taught you. And so you kind of fumbled up a little bit. You don't have to get stuck with those decisions as a kid. There's a way beyond that. And so we're here to help you realize how to build good credit, how to raise your credit score, how to be ready to get that house. I saw some investments I saw in the chat that people really want to be able to get at. And so when you have that higher credit score, you get approved for things. So that's one thing, new houses, new cars, they won't tell you no when it comes to those type of loans. Your lower interest rates actually means a lower monthly payment rate. And so when you have a higher interest rate, you're actually paying more monthly and overall. And so getting your credit right will help lower those interest rates so that you won't have to pay as much. So it's not coming out of your pocket on a monthly basis, out of your budget. And then over the long term, it's not impacting your overall net worth. So your credit score is very critical if you want to be able to do those things that we all talk about that we want in life. We want a house, we want a car, we want to be able to pass those things on to our kids. We want to make sure our parents are okay. And a lot of it hinges on our ability to show that we have good credit. And so that's where we come in with United Credit Education Services. We really are here to help you to build and organize your finances so that you can really prepare for the next generation. As well as for yourself. You want to enjoy while you're here. It's not just for the next generation, it's while you're here for the next generation and to help the generation that came before us. And so there's a lot sort of hinging on that. And we understand that these things work together. And so I know it's a lot of stuff up on the screen right now, and I'll sort of go over it. But we have a lot of services to look at your finances from multiple point of views so that you can have the best financial situation to do these things that you really want to do in life. And so let's start off with how to build your financial future. So a lot of sort of what we really work with is really that restoration of credit, because like we said, credit is so critical. If you want to be able to buy that house, to buy that car, you got to have that good credit to get that lower interest rate, to get that lower monthly payment rate. And so we're going to help you build it. And then once we help you build it, we want you to see that it's being built. And so you get to monitor it on a regular basis. And so you can always check in and say, hey, how's my credit doing today? Let me watch it go up as I'm working with UCES on building my credit and getting things taken off of my credit report. And so then we have very legally financial capable people of helping you to do that. Another thing that we want to do is to educate. So we're always about educating people about credit scores. And so we talked about like what credit scores can do. I don't know if anybody's ever told you, here's what credit scores are actually made up of. And so a big portion of it is your credit payment history. They want to see that you can pay things on time. And so if you haven't been paying on time, okay, now you know, let's move forward, start paying things on time. And the more you do it on time, the more that's going to help your credit score. Another thing that I know I have seen directly is that that amount of utilization. So how much credit are you actually using? If they give you $1,000 credit card, don't use more than $300 on that credit card, because if you go over that amount, then that actually lowers your credit score. But keeping it at that 30% will actually help your credit score. So it's like these two extremes that are happening. How long have you been using credit? Are you asking constantly for credit cards, getting credit cards? So when you go in the store and they ask you, do you want a credit card? You need to think twice about that, because if you're constantly asking for credit cards, that hurts your credit score. And then of course, the different types of credit you have. So not just credit cards, but there should be other things on your credit so that you can handle different types of credit as well. Other things that we do is we help you budget. So, I know for me, I did not have a budget for a very long time. And that sort of led me into the situation that I was in, because I was pulling from my credit score because I didn't understand where my money was going. And so what we do is we have applications that will help you to budget your finances, know how much you're worth. I'm not going to get into when it comes to net worth, when it comes to women, people of color, in comparison to other groups, but something we need to manage and to be able to increase. Again, we talked about what we learned as kids. We didn't learn a lot when it came to financial education as kids. Here's an opportunity to begin to have a new cycle within our families. So let's start a cycle of generational wealth. Let's teach our kids, what does it mean to have a credit card? What does it mean to have savings? How do you have a budget? How do you delay your wants for your needs? How do you save up for something instead of putting it on a credit card? How do you manage and balance all these things? What's good credit and bad credit? And then of course, for debts that you may have, we help you to learn how to pay that off on a sort of a timely basis. And then here's the biggest thing. So you've got your credit in order. You've got your budget in order, your finances, you doing what you're supposed to do. And then someone from the outside comes in and starts messing up your stuff. Like, oh my goodness, they steal your identity. And I'm down here in Miami. We are the capital of credit card fraud literally in the country. And so people are constantly stealing identities, lowering your credit score, doing things with your credit that you had no plans whatsoever to do. You're trying to build it up to attain your dreams. And someone has a nerve to come in and to mess with it. And so what we do is we have identity monitoring up to $1 million with Allstate that really helps protect you from those sort of things. Again, locking away your financial statements so no one can get to them. And then of course, not only protecting it from outside people, but protecting it for the next generation. So I know we don't want to talk about it, but we're all going to leave this world one day. And so what we attain and we want to pass on to our kids, we don't want it caught up in the probate court. We want to be able to have it be an easy transition for kids. That means having documentations in place. So your wills and trusts so that your kids can easily have access to your finances. And then of course, the savings goal, like I talked about a little bit earlier. So all these things we have available for you. And I didn't even get to really get into the depths of what they could do for you. But just understand that there are a lot of things that your finances need to be able to be successful, again, to attain those dreams. One of those things that we also offer is something called Rocket Lawyer. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's an online legal service that can provide documentations for you. So if you ever thought about starting a nonprofit, you wanted to start a business, you wanted to draw up contracts, whatever it is, they can help support you when it comes to that. And we also have the travel club. There's a lot of services that you can, prescription help. We have credit my rent, which is one of my favorite things to talk about, because we pay rent. Well, I pay rent. I don't know if everybody pays rent. I pay rent. And when I pay rent, I don't get credit for it because they don't put it on my credit report. They don't put it on your credit report. It is the biggest bill that I have every month. Pay it on time because we need somewhere to live, and I don't get credit for that. And so what this program does is it takes that timely payment that you make on your rent, and it allows you to put it on your credit report to say, hey, I have timely payments for this big bill every month. Please give me credit for it, raise my credit score. And so it's another opportunity for you to improve your credit score. So there you go. So there's a plan. We just want you to come in, activate these services, get moving, start to build your credit score, get out of debt, work on your family, and to move into the future that you have planned for you, your family, and your parents. Just so you know, we understand that we're in a very techie age. We have an app for all this stuff, so you don't necessarily have to go on the laptop and the computer all the time, that are available for you. And so if you want to get started with this, here's the beauty of it. Today, you can start for $188, and that $188 includes a $99 activation fee and the $89 first month. And we know that a lot of our clients, they get what they need in those first 3 months because we're really working on their credit hard. I mean, we send out, you send out information with all the things that we're sort of telling you to do, and they see a lot of things happen within those first 3 months, and we know that. And so we drop the price after those first 3 months because we want you to stay with us. All those other services, we want you to take advantage of them because not only do we want you to restore your credit and raise your credit score, but we want you to be financially sound in all areas of your life. And so it actually drops to $69 after the third month, and then it drops again after you've been a year with us. And so these services, they don't change throughout the time period. We just want you to stay with us, continue to work on your finances, to continue to be financially healthy, continue to build a cycle of generational wealth for you and your family. And then, of course, if you refer people to our organization, 5 people that month, then that month for you is free. And so there's an opportunity that you can even get free services if you are able to tell people about your experience and helping them to be financially secure. I know me personally, a lot of my cousins are joining on, and we are all getting financially sound because we all have made a commitment to one another to improve our finances, to get into houses, and to really help ourselves be better for our kids and for the next generation. And so that is just the final thing. Part of the money actually goes to a nonprofit that provides scholarships. And so the whole $89 doesn't necessarily come to us. It goes to scholarships where we've paid over $1 million of scholarships. Sorry, where's that one? Throughout the year. And so to date, we've paid over $1 million of scholarships. And so we're really committed to, like I said, the financial health of not just you, your family, but also the kids, because we know that we got to take care of the next generation if we really want to build cycles of generational wealth. And so I just want to, thank you all for listening to me about UCES, my experience, and what you all can get out of it. I am going to now introduce Tracy Ellis-Carter, and she's going to come on and tell you a little bit about her experience. Tracy?
Hi, everyone. Good evening. Thank you for joining. I was introduced to UCES through a friend, a post that she actually made on Facebook. And I've always had a heart and a passion for finances for myself and for my children, but I've always navigated on my own, really without any guidance from anyone else. And I have to say, it really started when I was in college. As you know, when you go to college, they're throwing credit cards at you. No questions asked about your finances, no questions asked on whether or not you know how to budget money. And as a freshman college student, that was the way to go. I probably had so many credit cards, but I didn't know how to budget and manage them. And so I really got myself in a rut. And it took some years for me to dig myself out of that situation. But I made a vow to myself that somehow, some way, I would educate myself. And I did a lot of reading on my own, a lot of literature, attending workshops and conferences just to educate myself. But when I was introduced to the UCES, I said, this is exactly what I'm looking for. Like Natalie said, I was looking for a company that fit the whole person. I was really impressed by the fact that they contribute money for scholarships for children. And I'm a big advocate for educating the next generation because they are the future. And how possibly could that be done? I had to have the knowledge first. I wanted to know how to get some disputes off of my credit report. That was a big factor for me. I really liked the information that was presented to me for that. And as I started being informed about the services, I had to identify my why. And my biggest why was my children, their children, and the generation thereafter. Yeah, I have income. I'm a teacher by trade, but it's not just about me right now. If I really want to make an impact, I have to be a model to my children so that they could also see and understand how to manage money, different services that were out there. Another big thing that was impressive to me was to be able to get the support and guidance on how to develop a will and a trust. Like Natalie said, we don't want to talk about it, but we won't be here forever. And so what am I doing to get things in preparation for my children and the generation after that? I wanted to create generational wealth because my children are my legacy. And for me, it wasn't just about the money. It was about the wisdom and the knowledge on how to educate other people. So I signed up as a customer to use the services, but as more information was shared with me, I didn't question about whether or not to become an agent. I wanted to be able to share the information with other people, not just by me using the services, but also having an opportunity to actually share what I was doing, the path that I'm taking, utilizing this plan roadmap as I'm being introduced to the services. I do fairly well with creating and setting a budget, but it never hurt to get a little more information and support. So although there's some areas that I feel pretty secure in, I was still searching to get that support. I could go on and on and on about so many of the services that I'm learning more about as an agent, but one of the things I definitely have to close with is that I think about what it says in Proverbs 27:17, iron sharpens iron. And I wanted to be connected with like-minded people. Granted, I can get together with my friends, we can go out to eat, we can go shopping, we can go to the movies, and that's fine. But we're spending money, but who's talking about generating wealth? Who's talking about saving money? Who's talking about investing? And those are the type of people that I want to be connected with. And that's why I felt like UCS was the perfect fit for me personally and as a business.
Thank you so much, Tracy. Hey. And so, yeah, Tracy kind of hit the nail right on the head that, yeah, we are definitely connected, iron sharpening iron, trying to get better constantly. And there's no better person to highlight that than Darryl Callum. Oh my goodness, Darryl. And I'm just going to throw this in here. Is such a wonderful person to work with, so energetic, so smart, has a great story to tell. And I'm just so excited to be able to introduce him to you and him to share with you about this wonderful opportunity that I've just enjoyed ever since I've been a part of it. Darryl.
Absolutely, absolutely. Guys, man, that was so powerful from both of these two wealthy women. Guys, type WW in the chat. Man, Miss Natalie did such a phenomenal job breaking down those services. You know, she said some great things about myself, but what she failed to tell you guys is, you know, she's only been with the platform, I think, going on a month now. She's already been double promoted, going on triple promotions, became a top producer in this entire company across the nation. I mean, just has a energetic soul. Just such a phenomenal individual, been a trailblazer, a breath of fresh energy since joining our platform. So it's just an honor to even be in partnership with such a phenomenal lady. Definitely want to give it back over to Miss Tracy as well. You know, with her knowledge and her expertise and her sophistication and her intellect, you know, I know she's on path to do some phenomenal things and change a lot of lives with our platform. It was a perfect partnership. So, you know, type of one in the chat if you got any value from those phenomenal women. I'm super excited for everything that's in store for their future with this platform, 100%. So a little bit about myself, guys. They left me the easy part, right? I get to talk about the money. You know, hopefully you guys like money on the chat, right? And just a little bit about myself prior before joining, guys, I was one of those millennials that was financially illiterate. I was one of those millennials that was overspending just to keep up with the Joneses. Prior, before joining this platform, I had no knowledge of financial literacy or credit repair, anything of that nature. You know, I was simply a party promoter. I did that close to 5 years on Las Vegas Boulevard, right? And it was a fun time, met people from around the world, actually made decent income. But, you know, all that came crashing down in 2020 once COVID came, right? We know COVID hit. You know, it shut a lot of businesses down. It shut the strip down, shut the nightclubs down. Guys, it shut my money down. You know, my credit score took hits. I was getting collections accounts. It was rough for me. I had no income coming in. I had to relocate back home to Arkansas, where I'm originally from. It was a rough period of time, you know, being that I didn't have any college degrees, anything of that nature. It was rough. I didn't know what I was going to do, to be transparent with you. And luckily enough, I found this platform on social media, like most of you guys, right? And basically that post told me that I could potentially get my credit scores increased for free and earn additional income. You know, so at this point, it was pretty much a no-brainer, and I was desperate. I needed something. Guys, long story short, within 4 months, my credit scores went from 505 to 742. Guys, within 10 months, I became a vice president of this platform, earning over 6 figures a year. Guys, it just hit 2 years of me being in this platform. I'm now what you call a regional vice president. This is a $250,000 title. And, you know, I'm truly thankful and blessed upon what this platform has been able to afford for myself and my family and for my daughters, you know, because I always like to say I do it for my last name, not for my first name. You know, our platform is all about breaking generational curses and building generational wealth. You guys, to be honest, I come from a single parent home. I met my father one time in my life. So that's why I try to be a better father to my children. You know, I don't want them to grow up how I grew up, and I want to pass wealth down. And we know how kids spell love. It's Time. So I feel like this platform is priceless in the sense of me being able to spend more time with my daughters and be able to provide generational wealth for them as well. Because I truly believe that this platform is the best vehicle en route to financial freedom on the planet, you know, simply. And this is what our movement looks like. You know, we have a whole Infinite Freedom Movement team that's dedicated to, you know, building generational wealth and breaking generational curses, just positive, like-minded, spiritual individuals from around the country that pour into you on a daily basis. We're all supportive and uplifting of each other, and that's priceless in a sense. Guys, type a 1 in the chat if you ever dreaded going to work, not even because of the job, but just because of the coworkers or because of the boss, right? Guys, I would pay money just to be in conjunction with the group of individuals that we have. We know that environment is everything. You become who you surrounded by. And not only that, such a phenomenal group of individuals to be in partnership with, but this platform makes it simple to grow a big business. You basically have your own credit restoration brokerage company in a box, right? And you got all the tools you need to be successful. You're not repairing anyone's credit. We're referring people over to the platform. They're doing most of the legwork. You know, you get to pick your own hours. You can work sometime, full-time, part-time, you know, work from absolutely anywhere in the world. Is flexible. You have all the tools, resources that you need to be successful with this platform. You know, you get paid simply to help people. And, you know, I don't know what's better than that. You know, looks like we got close to a little bit over 30 people on the call tonight. I don't know everyone, you know, personally. I'm pretty sure we all have different personalities. I've seen a lot of people typing in the chat. You're coming from different geographical areas, and they probably got different demographics, things of that nature. But I feel like it's one thing that connects everyone on this call, and that's that, you know, we all just want to be free, right? Type freedom in the chat if you want to be free, guys, right? But let's be real. We live in America. What does freedom really look like? I mean, if you want to be free in America, this is a capitalistic society. You got to become financially free, right? Well, how do you earn finances in America or in the world, rather? business is the only way that you can actually generate revenue, guys. So you're either going to work for someone else's business and trade your time for money for them paying you, or you have a means of your own business of residual income. Guys, I've never seen anyone get the financial freedom that I'm searching for myself and my daughters from a 9-to-5. Everyone who got the financial freedom that I'm looking for, they do it from a means of residual income from their own business. And I've never, when you think about it, a business is simply a company that provides a product or a service. And when you really think about it, guys, what product or service can you offer that's better than credit? It's more valuable than money. It's 112 million people that need the help that we have. Out of those 112 million people, you simply refer them over to the best platform in America as far as repairing credit, which is the UCS protection plan, more affordable with more value. There's only $188 for a client to get started. You make $100 off of that, and the company's going to do most of the work, right? $100 up front, but better than that, you're also going to make $12 residually. You know, one of my mentors used to always tell me, like, hey, Darryl, if you don't find a way to make money while you're sleeping, you pretty much have to work until you die, guys. I'm projected to sign up. We're smack down in the middle of tax season, projected to sign up 100 customers this month. That's $10,000 up front, right? Plus $1,200 residually if we don't do anything else, guys. This is the fastest vehicle to financial freedom I've ever seen before in my life. And not only that, but you have your own brokerage company, guys, just like realtors, right? They have a broker, they get a percentage of all the deals made in their office. But guys, you have your own credit restoration brokerage platform in a box to be successful. So every other credit consultant that you refer over that want to earn additional income for themselves and their families, guys, you're going to earn anywhere between $100 to $560. Natalie got double promoted in 2 weeks, guys. She hit the prestigious title of senior field trainer. She simply exposed this information over to someone else. The company pays her $240. It's good money simply for being a referral agent, right? Guys, I was blessed enough to hit the title of regional vice president, you know, this last couple of weeks. And, you know, just from pouring my heart and soul into helping the community, you know, every time I show this platform to someone, guys, the company pays me $510. And I also get override residuals of everything that's going on in my organization on a weekly basis. I've never seen anything like this before in my life. Not only that, but you got additional ways of earning residual income as well. As you start leveling up and you're building a successful business, helping clients, helping other business partners be successful, the company is going to pay you a percentage of everything that's going on in your organization. So this is what this looks like, guys. I was blessed enough to hit the prestigious title of vice president my first 10 months in business. So if you have a pen handy, this is where you want to get to writing this down, guys. Because when I first seen this is what blew my mind and really sold me out with the platform, because I've never seen anything like this before in my life. Guys, at vice president, the company will literally pay you a $1,500 bonus check for sustaining that title. That's not including the other additional ways I mentioned we get paid. Guys, I hit the prestigious title of regional vice president in under 2 years of being in business. You know what that means? That means the company pays me $4,300 simply for sustaining that title, right? That's not including the customers I'm bringing in. That's not including the customers that's paying on a monthly basis. That's not including the new business partners. That's not including the override residuals of the team. That $4,375 comes in automatically if nothing else happens. This is the fastest vehicle to financial freedom I've ever seen before in my life. My personal mentor is a gentleman by the name of Alfred Nixon. He's what you call a pinnacle senior vice president. The company's literally paying him over $300,000 a month for sustaining that title residually, guys. And that's just one way we get paid. It gets better than that. See, type of 1 in the chat if you want to retire early. Type of 1 in the chat. You don't want to wait till you're 60 years old. You don't want to wait till you're 70 years old. Ms. Natalie just told us 46% of baby boomers have less than $10,000 saved up for retirement. That's my older aunts and people in my communities that work hard their whole lives, multiple jobs. They never got the American dream. They can't even retire comfortably. They never got the chance to be financially free. This platform is a 2 to 5 year game plan for early retirement. Guys, see, we have a real rest and relaxation retirement plan. Level 1 of our retirement plan, guys, you get a $600 monthly car allowance. The company is going to give you a car allowance of the car of your choosing. You know, levels 2 and 3, that's a $10,000 cash bonus, $1,500 car allowance upgrade. Level 4, That's a $25,000 cash bonus in your banking account. And to be transparent, when I first heard about these bonuses, coming from small town Arkansas, I've never seen a job paying this to anyone. I thought maybe you probably got to sign up 1 million people or be on board for 30, 40 years, right? But I was mistaken, guys, because my first 10 months in business, not only did I go vice president with the platform simply for helping my community, but I also got level 1 of the R&R club where the company started paying me $600 a month on a new Mercedes. Mind you, that new Mercedes car note, since I have excellent credit, is less than $300 a month. A lot of people don't understand that your car insurance is based on your credit as well. So my car insurance was less than $150, guys. You know what additional money left over from that still goes? That's cash in my banking account. This is financial literacy. This is how you become financially free, guys. I just recently hit level 2 as well. When I hit regional vice president, I also hit level 2. The company paid me a $10,000 cash bonus. Never seen anything like this before in my life, but it gets even better than that, guys. We're not stopping. I'm very close to hitting level 3 already. Level 5, that's the big one. That's a $50,000 cash bonus with an automobile upgrade. This is basically your dream car. Type your dream car in the chat, bro. This is a Rolls Royce, a G-Wagon, a Bentley, Mercedes, Ferrari, Lamborghini, Range Rover. The company will literally pay for the car of your choosing, guys. Okay? Level 6, that's a $5,000 monthly house payment allowance. And I don't know about you guys. I know we got people calling in from California and Florida. Here in Arkansas, guys, $5,000, I can go build the castle from the ground up, all right? Let's think about this. Let's slow down for a second, because we're all in agreement that we're searching for financial freedom in this lifetime, right? But what's stopping most people from becoming financially free? Guys, it's debt, right? People are drowning in debt. Well, what does debt look like? Debt comes in the form of bills. And most people that I ask this question, like, what's your 2 biggest bills that you have? They tell me it's their car note and their house note. Guys, if the company is paying for your dream car, if they're paying for your dream house, I would say you're a step closer to financial freedom simply for helping people, guys. And levels 7 through 10, that's a monthly matching retirement bonus, anywhere between $25,000 and $250,000. 46% of baby boomers have less than $10,000 saved up for retirement, guys. When I first seen this stat and I learned that this whole business was willable to my children, my 2 daughters, I was sold out. I was like, hey, even if it takes me 20 to 30 years to accomplish all of these luxuries, it will make sense. Let's say something happens to you on your job. You can't pass a job down to your children, guys. Everything that you built with this business, like I said, I do it for my last name, not for my first name. You can pass this whole business down to your children, and you can have a real retirement plan. So I felt like if it took me 20, 30 years to accomplish this, it'll be worth it, considering the fact everybody I've ever seen in my life, they work 20, 30, 40, 50 years of their life, and they never retire comfortably or never get financially free. But after joining the platform, guys, the reason I really was sold out, I started researching and analyzing and discovering all the success stories, found out it's not taking people 20 to 30 years. You can Google this young gentleman by the name of Alfred Nixon. He's 29 years old. He's already completed level 7, right? It only took him 5 years. So the mansion we were speaking about, he has 2 of them, one in LA, one in Miami. His dream car was a Rolls Royce. His wife has one paid for by the company as well. She wanted a Range Rover. He's 29 years old, making over $400,000 a month, $0 in debt. I would say he's what you call financially free, guys. When I first heard Mr. Alfred Nixon's story, like, I was so, I never mind boggled. I've never seen anything like this before in my life. I figured, hey, maybe he had to come from a rich family of influence, celebrity, something of that nature. I start researching him, scrolling his social media accounts, thinking I was going to, find that he came from a rich family, just to give myself an excuse that I couldn't do what he done. And I started scrolling his page and I kept scrolling, guys. And I found this picture here, and come to find out, this man didn't come from a rich family. He didn't come from a family of influence. No, I don't know if you guys are familiar with government housing. Where I come from, we call that the projects, okay? This man was literally living in the projects in a 2-bedroom with 8 people in it, picking up trash outside the road, guys. Last year, he retired both of his parents, okay? Simply for helping the community. Simply because this platform has a whole business in a box for you to be successful. When you join the platform, you get the same website Alfred has. You got the same marketing materials, all right? You got all the trainings and support system and resources you need. You know, you got agent support and customer support team that works on your behalf. You know, you got tax advantages from having your own at-home business. Get paid every single week, you know, for the work that we put in. Not only do you get all those phenomenal service, Ms. Natalie did such a phenomenal job going over, guys, you also get upwards of $100,000 in life insurance once you qualify. And that was, you know, major to me with my two daughters being able to fill out the beneficiary information, you know, simply for helping people. There's many people that's out here, you know, that don't know about financial literacy. And, you know, you're able to help them get approved for new cars and homes for low interest rates. You're able to help people earn additional incomes and provide a legacy for their families. You know, we got cutting edge technology. Most everything we do is on our phones. You know, this is one of our top leaders, Miss Nicola Smith Jackson. You guys may have seen her around. She has a whole women empowerment movement called the Pink's Millionaires Club. She does a daily podcast where she just pours motivation and inspiration into young women called the Power Up, you know. And a lot of women don't realize, hey, 82% of women in America that make over $100,000 a year, they do it from an at-home business, right? So I always tell my sisters, hey, even if you don't partner up with our particular platform, you may want to take a look at something similar to this, just so the odds can be in your favor, right? To be financially free. But I also tell them, you know, those other companies are cool. You got lotions and diet supplements. It's good products that a person may want. I'm pretty sure you understand that credit is something that you need, especially if you want to, you know, build generational wealth. And speaking of young women that's successful, this is the women from our Infinite Freedom Movement team. You know, we actually got a big event coming up next weekend in South Carolina. You know, such phenomenal ladies, a lot of, you know, single mothers, you know, work full-time jobs and take care of their children. They go to school and still find time to be successful with this platform. So definitely want to give it all over to all the successful women in our movement. You know, you guys may have seen Mr. Ashton Henry. He's on the Steve Harvey show all the time. Him and Steve Harvey very close. He's on there answering correct questions about credit and talking to the audience, different things of that nature. Guys, he's not fixing anyone's credit. He's an agent just like me and Natalie. He's referring people over to United Credit Education Services, the fastest vehicle to financial freedom on the planet. You guys may have heard of Mr. Teddy Riley, Grammy Award-winning producer. He's an agent with our platform. It made sense to him. It was a no-brainer. He was looking for a stream of residual income to become financially free. What better way to do it than partner up with our platform? You guys probably heard of Miss Andy Smith. She's such a phenomenal boss lady, you know, from love and hip hop. And she wanted a way to partner up and provide financial empowerment to the young women that follow her. You know, that's her and Ashton Henry hanging out. And it just made sense to partner up with the best vehicle to financial freedom on the planet. And this is actually me hanging out with Mr. Ashton Henry and Alfred Nixon, a young kid from the, you know, government housing, and got a chance to fly out there to Vegas and speak with these guys and just talk about their vision and their goals for the future. And, you know, it's one thing to actually be in pursuit of financial freedom. It's another thing to actually obtain it, right? Like, what would your life look like if you really did obtain financial freedom? Can you imagine just having millions of dollars pouring in and you didn't even have to work anymore? Some people probably would just travel the world and be on the beach sipping margaritas every day, right? Guys, these men still work this business diligently on a daily basis, and that blew my mind. I'm like, couldn't even fathom it. So I had to ask them, like, why are you guys still working? So I asked both of them the same question separately. And they both pretty much gave me the same answer verbatim, that, you know, it's not really even about the money with them no more. It's more so about impact over income. You know, these gentlemen feel like they was literally put on this earth by God to help as many people as possible in our community become debt-free and financially free. So you really want to thank the person who invited you on this call, guys, because they put you in the position to make 2022 your breakthrough year, to change the whole trajectory of your short-term future, your long-term future, guys, for your whole generation's future. All right. When you partner up with our platform, not only do you get all those phenomenal services, Miss Natalie did such a phenomenal job going over, but you get a whole business brokerage in a box. You get the same website these gentlemen have for just an extra $100. It's $2.99 one time for investment, right? Spent $300 on things that never paid me anything back. It's normally $89 a month moving forward because the company actually wants you to be a product of the product, right? Remember those 112 million Americans that desperately need help with their credit? Remember the 100% of Americans that would like more money, more income for themselves and their families? Guys, we're gonna help you go out there and get 5 people. And not only will you make $500, your money back plus profit, but now you have a debt-free business with no overhead. Everything's profit after that. You know, Ashton took $299 from zero to the Steve Harvey show. Alfred took $299 from the projects to a mansion in Beverly Hills. Guys, I took $299 from zero, no financial literacy, to a 6-figure business, my first year in business. So you definitely gonna have to ask yourself, like, hey, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to give this thing called financial freedom a shot. I'm B, you know, I'm ready to go. I just have a few questions, and we definitely gonna get all of your questions answered for you. Or you see, you just like to enjoy the services at this time. But I always like to end off with the fact, guys, you know, the secret of getting ahead is getting started. You know, think 2021, I don't even remember it. Went by like that. What's the next? What's 2020? What the next 2 to 5 years? They're gonna go by anyway. The next 20 to 30 years are gonna go. Our kids are gonna get older, right? And if we do what we always done, we'll get what we always got. So that's my time. Definitely get back with the person who invited you to the call. Thank you guys for showing up for your financial futures. We can definitely get all you guys' questions answered. And you guys have a great evening. I'll see every single last one of you guys at the top.